Hello, everyone. Let's talk about emotions and the role that they play in our lives. We can see in the scriptures, it's pretty clear that we got to escape our evil emotions towards bad behavior that motivates us in selfishness and lust for things that we want and shouldn't have or hurt others in order to get. But did you know that these are just bodily emotions that are surface? We also have deep emotions that we live by. It's very clear in neuroscience. Our brains, our hearts and minds thrive on joy and peace. This is why love between others is so important. It is emotional bonds that we have that are actually really true about the reality of living in the truth. It's not just ideas. Our hearts have to be part of it. And didn't Jesus always talk about the heart? It's from the heart that we prove who we are. It's from the heart that out of the innermost being flows the issues of life, as Proverbs says. And it is the overflowing grace of the Spirit out of our hearts that bubbles up this living stream of water, of life, and the joy and peace that God brings to our lives. So we cannot suppress what's going on in our lives, in our emotions. If we are not in touch with the joy and peace deep down, even in our times of suffering, it can be there. We need to check what's going on, because here's the problem. We can be led astray by ideas of morality, of what's right and wrong, even what we think is correct interpretation of the scriptures. But if we are unsettled and not feeling the love in our hearts or the peace of God, there is something amiss. After all, the Pharisees got it wrong. They really thought they studied the scriptures well. But Jesus pointed out that their hearts were not with God. They didn't have the love of God in their hearts. That's the problem. So in fact, emotions are not to be suspected of when you're thinking about how you are feeling. They are really the guide to what is really going on in your hearts. And this must be attended to as you work through your salvation with fear and trembling. Know what's going on in your heart. If it is being disturbed or distressed and you're not feeling the love, peace, and joy, there could something be very, very wrong about that. So do check that out. Seek the Lord. And if there's any blockages that you just feel are not being overcome in your life, this is where inner healing comes in to help set you free from things that you aren't even aware of. They're too deep to access. But in a prayer session, if inner healing with soul care prayer, these things can be exposed and the Lord can speak to you the truth you need to know to set you free. God bless you. Thanks for listening.